What do you do when your boyfriend gets sucked into a rift and you have nowhere else to go with your life? You sleep in his bed. You smell his sheets. If they smell like poop, then too bad. Welcome back to Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, y'all. I'm Nintendo Capri-sun, also known as Timothy Bishop, and we're leaving Southern Village to go explore in the world. We got something here. That's a sign, another completely useless echo, but a funny thing you can do with it is like set it down, and it'll say something random on it, like, this away, that away. If you want to see more, do it yourself. Get the game yourself. This is not a market substitute. Hey Zelda, have a look at this. Or no, have a look at this. Hoot. Oh my god, my left foot is numb. It feels like it's not even attached to my leg. This waypoint has been recorded. You now warp here using the map. These are very important, and you want to get as many of these as early as you can, because they are the key to getting around, and you will be doing it. You will be getting around. Round, round, get around, I get around. Oh, another cutscene. So this is another thing that happens a lot, particularly in... Well, the first time I noticed this happening was in Fantasy Life. But, like, characters will talk, and you'll want to match through their dialogue, but then they have to do, like, this animation in between two of the dialogue boxes. And it's like, oh, just get to the dialogue box so I can skip it. Oh, Electro Apples. Hell yeah, dude. I love Electro Apples. I love apples in general. I even love apples with chicken, which you wouldn't think. But nowadays, they're doing chicken and waffles, like, good lord, man. We have caves in this game, but not too many of them. You know, like certain other games, but, yeah. And here we have the very superior Ignazol. I don't even think I hit him there with that rock just now. I mean, you can hit him with anything you want. If you want to just throw little sea urchins at him, you can do that. Just don't get hit by him yourself, because you catch fire. Sometimes you can catch fire and then grab an echo, and it'll show Zelda holding it up like this while still on fire. It's like, how much of a sweetie do you have to be to still smile with them, even when you're on fire? Anyway, just light the torch here. This is pretty standard. I think what they meant for you to do when you got the Ignazol was come into this room and just set all the grass on fire, and it's pretty fun to look at. And more importantly, we got a bottle! Don't tell me what to do. I don't think anybody was trying to tell me what to do. Here, I'll set it on fire here. It's a pretty fast way to get rid of monsters if they're all cluttered up in the grass. There's one coming up later that it's pretty good to do. I always forget that step is there. Anyway. Pots we already picked up in the house, so we don't have to grab that echo here, which is good. It's gonna be a fight to try to take my time here, because I'm practicing. I don't do any of the side stuff. I kind of just practice the dungeons, mostly. I think there's any... Oh, there's ropes. Yeah, okay. We're gonna need to get out of the way of that guy. Let's see if we can't set up a trap for him. There we go. Yeah, look at that. The rope echo I used to think was super good, and I could see how people would still think it's good, but I don't know. Lately, I don't find it as useful. Like, I always use the rope on a certain fight coming up. I'll talk about it when we get there, but now it's like I don't really do that. So there's a piece of heart there. Oh, wow, it's you. Okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna see urchin. Ow! Quit it! 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 Alright, you're done. I don't remember who it was that did that. That's probably H.C. Bailey, if I had to guess. Anyway. Just gotta get around. So Carmadillo is kind of cool. You can, like, roll through boxes with it. They set up this very specific situation where it's useful, but throughout the rest of the game, you're probably not going to use it that much. I guess you can use it as sort of like a, I don't know, a long-distance weapon of sorts. And you're gonna, since you're not Link, you know, you're gonna have to find ways to use those echoes to your advantage to fight monsters or to deal damage or whatever you're doing. Because you're still gonna have to fight monsters, you still gotta do dungeons. You're not getting out of that just because you're a girl. And here we go. I mean, I don't know, what am I talking anyway, yeah, fairy. The cool thing about fairies in a bottle is you don't have to, like, use the bottle to scoop them up. You just run into the fairy and they go straight into the bottle. And here comes more cutscenes. This was our goal on the map. I didn't really show it, but yeah, there's a rift here. My role is to mend rifts. I have lots of friends who do the same. We all work together fixing up rifts, hoot hoot. Sorry, I did the wrong voice for a second there. Normally my friends fix them quickly, so it's weird they're still here, hoot hoot. I wonder if something happened to them. I don't know if I'm gonna keep up this, like, freaking Gabora voice for this much longer. Here goes again. This is literally 5 seconds here where he just goes and looks around. Now I'm calling him a he, and I just did it again. Anyway. Whatever. But in fantasy life, it's just about as bad, though, so... It's one of the biggest questions I have for myself if I ever do that LP is, will I read the dialogue? Because I probably won't. Sometimes you run into camps out here, you can kill the monsters and get a chest, but 9 times out of 10, or maybe 10 times out of 10, there's, like, nothing in there besides consumables. There's not, like, ever a heart piece or a bottle or anything super important there. I'm gonna grab this waypoint before we get the P-hat here so I can just warp out of the cave when I'm done. Here's another one. The torch. Brazier, rather. Yeah, we've seen those in Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest Builders 2, more specifically. Hey, it's another cave. It looks just like the other one. Cool. I like the cave music in this game. It's very understated, like... Uh-oh. I'll let him get too close. I might need to back off a little bit here. Yeah, you kind of don't want to mess with these. And for good reason. Can I get you... Oh, he's going after the Ignazol. No, come after me. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter, because we're just going to warp out of here, but... Just wait for the fire to kill him, don't try to fight him or anything. It's not worth the hassle. And we got the P-hat! This one's very good. I don't know how much I'm going to use it, but it's very good for just killing off large groups of monsters, if you don't want to have to deal with them. Large groups of, like, weak monsters. You can use it against stronger ones, but it's kind of... It's a little iffy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on what you're fighting. If it's like an armored monster, then yeah, just don't bother. Anyway, here we are. My entire screen is purple right now! I knew it. I can sense my friends in there. Oh, man, I was gonna do a my friends counter, because... Holy crap. So that's one. No, that's okay. I won't do the my friends thing. But he does say my friends a lot, and I called him he again. I guess I might as well get used to it. Maybe I should look it up in between videos or something. Huh. Yeah, here we go. I thought Zelda, like, acted... Okay, there she goes. Like, acted surprised when it happened. Alright, we can get in there now. Let's go save my friends, Hoot Hoot. There it is again, my friends. My friends are so depressed. They're standing on the brink of emptiness. Okay, so when you get inside the rifts, things are a little bit different, and oh my god, the music in this... Okay, there is something about the music in here that I'm gonna point out when I hear it. This is a still world. Everything you see floating around here will suck through a rift. So there's a sound that plays in the music that sounds exactly like a Tesla. And I can't unhear it. It'll play in a second here. Well, it's taking longer to get to it than I thought. When people get pulled in the wrist, you gotta purify. There it is, they just did it right there. That won't happen to you, Zelda. You're special. So, there's a cave here. We're basically gonna have to go... Oh god, we gotta do puzzles. You know what? You don't have to necessarily do puzzles. One thing I really loved about A Link to the Past and why this game is so similar to it... Wait a minute, that's too close. Is that there are a lot of ways to get around stuff that you maybe weren't necessarily meant to get around. Oh, do I need 3 of them? I think I need 3 of them. You can actually stand on this guy. Or you can just die. Anyway, oh, alright, sorry about that. But yeah. And then you can, like, make a bed on top of him. I have this thing where sometimes when I try to turn in a certain direction, the joystick flips back the opposite direction and I end up facing the wrong way. But hey, yeah, you can totally, like, skip that. It's just a fun little thing you can do. If you don't feel like doing puzzles. I don't think there's anything in that cave that's too terribly necessary to get. Well, there's a minister left, so we found one of them. You're not going to find the other guy for a while, and by the time you finally do find him, you're not even going to recognize him. I know I didn't. I think I was on my 3rd playthrough before I realized, oh, it's that guy. Like, that's why this is so important. This is where we were trapped not long ago, you don't say. I recognize the carpet pattern, if we had carpet. So there are waypoints in the dungeons, too. If you want to grab them, you can. If you don't, no big deal. I'm not sure, like, to what extent I'm gonna 100% this. I'm gonna get all the heart pieces and everything, and basically everything else. But stuff like treasure chests, I'm not gonna open all the chests. I don't know if I'm gonna activate all the waypoint. I mean, like, I'll activate all the ones on the main map, but in dungeons, there might be ones I skip. I don't know. Anyway, we can grab onto stuff with Ultra Hand here, and that's what I'm calling it, because that's what it is, basically. And we can just move this on the switch here. Normally I would drop the rock in the hole and step on the switch myself, but who needs all that? Let's see, we got a room to the left here that's like something probably. Guess we could check it out. You can actually totally, you don't even have to come into this room actually, but if you want to practice your Ultra Hand, you can do it by doing it on the chests like this. Let's see what we get here. Ah, Radiant butter, jeez. Well, if ever there were a kind of butter I would want to eat, it would be Radiant. Radiant Historia? No, not quite. But if you wanted to skip that room, just come in here, grab this, and jump. Let's go straight down the ladder. That's what I would normally do, because that's what I mean, though. Like, when I'm practicing, I don't get the optional stuff. I just run straight through. So I don't know how much of that... Oh, God. Didn't mean to do that. I'll actually get up here. We want to get these spiders, because they're actually extremely good. You can kill them by dropping beds on them. Just like that. Otherwise, you could just burn them or whatever you want to do. I don't know. It's up to you. It's the great thing, though, about this game. It's like it gives you so much freedom to just do anything you want. Do it however you want. You don't have to get this chest either. It's just the map. There might be maps I skip, too. There's definitely stuff in the second dungeon I'm going to skip because... And the third. Let's get rid of you. Yeah, but these spiders can help you get around real nicely. Be pretty useful in some very strange situations. Like, for example, this. You don't have to go all the way over there, just come up here like this. There's another Ignazol down here if you missed the one earlier, so definitely grab that, because Ignazols are good. Now we gotta ride an elevator. Let's see what that Discord message was I just got, but I should not be talking about that right now. Alright. So technically this is the first temple, in case I didn't mention it, because I don't think I did. Oh, hello there, Mr. Whatever you are. Just gonna make a bed and you can sleep in it if you want. I ain't sleeping. Oh, look at that, here we are. So is this what I think it is now? Oh, no, it's not. Okay, good. Let's go to Ignazol here and light you up. I'm gonna grab this and move it out of the way. You gotta get used to grabbing stuff, because you're gonna be doing it all the time. I always go back down the ladder here, and I don't mean to. Nope, back to you. Whoops, there I go again. Turning around. Yeah, door's open. If you want to hang around, you can get whatever's in the boxes. I imagine probably just fruits, more electro apples, grapes, or whatever. The grapes in this game look really good. I don't know why. I'm not even that big of a fan of grapes, but, like, I'll eat them. You know, if I have nothing else, but still, though. And this room. I got stuck on this room for the longest time because I instantly forgot that I had Ultra Hand. And I was sitting there trying to throw stuff at that shield. Like, the shield stood out, so I was like, okay, it's obviously something with the shield. So I tried to make spiders and jump over to it. I tried to make beds, get up to it and hit it. And just nothing was working. And I realized you had to pull the shield off. Ah. Well, here's the fight that I used to use the ropes on. I still think the ropes are probably pretty good here. But, man, this guy's... How dare you attack your girlfriend? You idiot. So, if you want to, you can Ultra Hand his shield and pull it off. But I think that actually makes him faster, and I don't know if we want that. It's all you gotta do. Sneak up behind him with an Ignazol. He'll get burned, he'll get stunned, and on the second hit, he's basically done. No problem. Second form, you kind of do the same thing, but maybe, but be careful, because it doesn't always work, because he'll start jumping. Oh. I don't think, you're gonna get over to him. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, yeah, he did. Oh, he's on fire, man. Okay, maybe a second Ignazol will get the job done. Man, quit jumping around. Oh, I tried to, like, throw it at him, but it didn't quite work out that way. Eh. Oh, there was an example of the locking on there. It kind of... Basically, you're just trying to get him lost so that he can't see you. And then sneak up behind him with the, you know, whatever you got. I guess I could show the ropes. The rope approach, as I like to call it. But, like, from the front, probably not the best strategy, but... If you get enough of them out there, it's like he can't do crap. He gets a stun from them, too, see? And then they just continue to bite him. If they can get in there. Yeah, there we go. Wow, they don't do as much damage as I thought. Maybe that's why I started using Ignizols. Oh man, he got that one from behind. Jeez. This guy's being a problem child, let me tell you. There we go, get yourself stunned. That should be enough there. Yep. I guess ropes aren't as bad as I remember. Good to know. Get on your knees and tell me you love me. Well, that's not suspicious. So the first time I saw this, I imagine I was thinking the same thing that a lot of people were, which is, oh, Zelda gets to use the sword. And they're not wrong, but, you know, maybe we'll just let the game explain it to us, or maybe I can just skip through it and explain it myself. You grab the sword. Oh man, you even got the sword. Looks like the white sword, maybe even the magic sword. I like that the hilt of it looks like a certain thing that you see later in the game. I feel powerful energy come from that sword, Hoot Hoot. Even more powerful than the large rifts. Yeah, that sword has a special kind of power. Maybe you should equip it. So, raise the sword. And here's another part that's really painful about practicing, sitting through this cutscene that takes about 20 seconds, I guess? I don't know. I don't like actually time these, I just kind of estimate. Well, it's still me. Despite everything, it's still you. Maybe it's not 20 seconds. I don't know. Can they make this game any cuter? I don't think they possibly could. You look strong, like that guy who wears green. Yeah, thanks. Jeez. Alright, pushing on through. Bum ba ba. Destroy pots with sword, or whatever you want to do. It's kind of nice music when you're in the sword fighter form, too. It's very victorious sounding. So here comes that spider again, proving himself to be useful as ever. If I can make the jump. There we go. Well, throughout the game, you're going to find relics, like this right here. You got a heart pin. This hairpin has a distinctive heart design. It makes hearts drop more often. There is absolutely no reason not to have that equipped, so I'm going to put it on. We only have one equipment slot for now, so not too worried about it. I'm going to grab this here. Let's move it over here. You can actually grab it from above and then like jump on top of it to get over. Bad, I didn't bother to do that. Seemed like overreaching a little bit. Oh, there's your next chance to get those pots if you still haven't gotten them to this point. Let's go left. Ah, our first Deku Baba, alright. Let me at him. I don't think so. So you can actually grab these guys and just pull and destroy them instantly that way, which sometimes is the best way to do it. Sometimes you don't have a whole lot of options, especially out in the Farron Woods. There's some really nasty ones out there. And if you can get their Echo, you can definitely do some pretty silly looking stuff with it, but silly but useful. If that's not this game in a nutshell, though, I don't know what is. Silly but useful. It's like half the stuff you get in this game, I tell you. So we got another one here. We're gonna need to get him through the wall here. Oh, nice job. Okay. Let me guess, it's a key. We've already seen a locked door. I don't know if it was actually on the screen, but I do know it's there. Alright, well, heading back out then. This is where the boss is, actually, up here. Oh yeah, these things, okay. So, when you turn into Link, you use up an energy meter. I'm sure the game mentioned that earlier. And these little shards, light blue shards, are just how you refill it. That's all there really is to it. Nothing too complicated, and they kind of come towards you when you get near them, so you don't have to go too far out of your way. Here's a puzzle of, like, moving a statue from far away, putting it on a switch. Just like that. Looks like all we're lacking here is the boss key, so let's get right on that then. Elevators. Nobody likes waiting for elevators, and anyone who's been to MagFest probably knows this. That's why we have beds. Ah, God, this room. Huh. This room's kind of a pain in the ass. This is where they teach you about binding, which basically means, I mean, I'll maybe demonstrate it in a second here. Let me just get through this first part first. Okay, so you grab something, you just hold R, and you move with it wherever it moves. And that's actually pretty cool. You have to use ZR to let go, which I still, to this day, can't get used to. Just trying to move the camera up to see what's above me here. So maybe I could get through some of this with the spider instead. You can actually use the spider in this room if you want. Sometimes I like to, but other times it's kind of just too much of a pain in the ass, really. Get back over here. like a ceiling up there or something. So technically you're supposed to grab this elevator here and like follow it, but you could also just do this. Oh no! My spider fell, so did I. Oh, at least it put me back on the platform I was on before. So the nice thing about taking, like, falling in this game is that you don't actually take damage when you do it. But, so that can be pretty useful if you tend to fall a lot, which I just did there. I don't think this is any faster than doing it the normal way. It's just more fun, that's all. There's a chest up there. I don't know how much I care about that. I guess we could get it. I think it's just 20 rupees. That's what I mean, though. I tend to skip the chests in this game because most of them just aren't that useful, really. Yeah, it's 20 rupees. Well, at least I know. So I can take some respite in knowing I was correct there. Well, back up the ladder we go. Oh, geez. It's one of these. So they want you to grab this statue here and put it on the switch. But you have to, like, make a bed while you're doing that so you can get up higher and then get it on the switch. But the other way you could do it is just jump and put a bed on the switch. Yeah, this is what I mean. It's like so linked to the past, the way you can just cheese through the dungeons in this game. Bam. Get ourselves a boss key. Alright, I guess we're almost done here. Well, I guess I activated that warp point. I could have just warped back to it, but it's not that long of a walk. Or that long of a spin, if you want to put it that way. Everything good? I think we're okay here. Oh boy. If this doesn't scream boss room, I don't know what does. Nobody's here, but I definitely sensed my friends in this spot earlier. No, I'm not skipping. Not this time. It's the first boss, man. I want to see the boss's name show up epically on the screen, because that's one of the coolest parts of the Zelda games. Ever since Ocarina of Time, they've been doing it, and holy crap is it awesome. Yeah, get your head on straight, dude. Seriously. Seismic Talus! Yeah, like we haven't had to deal with enough Taluses in the world, I tell you. My friends! They're in that creature! My friends! My friends! Holy crap, my friends! Alright, if we do a spin attack here, we can just kind of one-shot this dude. Yeah, no problem. Okay, and then face the wrong way, why not? Let's turn back to normal as fast as we can here. Try to grab you. Whoops, oh, it's grabbing the pots again. I'm gonna get squished. Yeah. Well, I guess these things happen. Try that again. You can't grab stuff if it's like super far away from you though, so don't even try. Here we go. And just pull you off there. Yeah, first boss, it's gonna be like stupid easy, so don't even worry about it. In the meantime, while he's dicking around, I'm gonna go grab some hearts over here. Not that I really need them. I guess I needed one of them, so anyway. Once the hands come down, I go to Link form. One thing that kind of sucks about the Link form is you can't spin though, so sometimes it's slower, and sometimes that matters. Like, especially in boss fights, you just can't get around fast enough to get to him to do the damage. But it makes sense though, because the Link form is like overpowered to the point of it being downright ridiculous, and I can see why people try not to use him that much, because he's very useful. So from the moment you beat this boss, the next 10 minutes is basically just a straight up cutscene, and this is the most painful part of practicing, is trying to get through this. So anyway, he got his friends back. We're gonna TLDR the rift here as best we can. Like, even when you're busting through dialogue, it still takes like 8 minutes, I think, to get through it. So, away we go. Haha. It's a really funny detail when they show this sequence in there's one boss that you fight in a side-scrolling section, and when this happens in the side-scrolling section, they actually rotate sideways, like flat. And it's just kind of a cool little detail. Well, good thing we got our trees back. I don't like that asymmetry there. Fix it! Thank you! There we go. Well, that's one down and 6 to go. Or 7. I'm not actually too sure. There is actually a boss rush in this game that's super fun. It's ridiculously fun. Anyway, my friends shared some of their power with me, my friends! Fill her up. And upon finishing a dungeon, Tri will almost always level up. I think, actually, they always level up, because it gives you a full level meter, regardless of what your current level is. I feel like I can do even more now. So the more triangles you get behind Tri, the more stuff you can make at one time. If you make too much stuff, it's going to make the thing that you made the longest ago disappear. So like, you know, if I just made a line of beds, they would act as a caterpillar. So I'd make the 5th one, the 1st one would disappear, I'd make the 6th one, the 2nd one would disappear, and so on and so forth. But when you're piling stuff on top of each other, sometimes it can be easy to miss or forget. Well, in that case, I guess it would just be the bottom one, but still. That can be a problem, though, if the bottom one is supporting your pile of beds. When the bottom one disappears, all the beds collapse with it. So, you gotta keep stuff like that in mind. Also, yes, please. I love that she says yes, please. Oh, so polite, I tell you. Well, we're almost there. That's just 1/3 of it right there. Gonna warp back outside. So we saw Minister Left inside. Does that mean now Minister Left's gonna be okay? I don't know if Minister Left is a girl or a guy, actually. Kinda looks like a girl, but I'm not sure. Hey, yo. Ah, that rift that was here is gone now, which means we can reach the place we were trying to go to earlier, Hoot Hoot. If we keep this up, Hoot, we'll be able to fix all the rifts, and we'll be able to save your father.
Yeah.
You there? Moment of your time? Yep, there you are. No, that's totally a girl. Yeah, she got the eyelashes, that's how you tell. Yeah, look at me. Oh my god, I'm so badass. I'm embarrassed to admit I didn't recognize you in that cloak. Why are you wearing that? Because you tried to accuse me of murder! Or something. Well, accuse me of making riffs, you know. Must confess I'm surprised you have your abilities. And your friend Try accompanied you this whole time?
Yeah.
Okay, weird. Yeah, how is it you could see her, but Impa couldn't? I called it a her that time. I just don't know anymore. Lady Impa couldn't see you? How odd. Yeah, we gotta bring this up, because just in case you forgot. Oddities aside, I'm worried about His Majesty in the general. We need to make a plan. Right here, right now. So why don't you just follow me to the nearest building and hope that we know somebody there. Oh, Lady Impa's brother. Oh yeah, there was that. Okay, so in one of the rare cases of a follow quest done right, she actually walks the same speed as you. This is something they very rarely get right in video games, and people do not hesitate to bring it up. But you can actually get out way ahead of her and, like, lose her. And then she'll be like, where'd you go? And it's like, get back here, follow me, and you'll have to do the whole thing over again. So don't get too far ahead. But once you get there, it doesn't matter where she is. If she's on the screen, it'll just take you there, so... Good news there. Gentlemen, behold! He's got the same hair as her and everything. Who's that? I'm a very busy man. No time for chatter. Now get out of here. Well, now we gotta try to convince him to let us stay and tell him about what's going on. If you just hear us out. I said no! I said catch up! Oh, but he's trying to save Link, though. Oh. Hang on here. That's Link's cloak. Do you need me to transform? Because I could totally do that, although it would probably freak you out. What? Okay, now he wants to know everything. Okay. This guy reminds me quite a bit of Professor Frankly in TTYD. It's probably the concentric circles in his glasses, which I'm sure I pointed out on Professor Frankly as well. I feel like I've seen other characters that have that too. I guess it's not that strange of a design, like, eyes are round, what else are you gonna do? Anyway, yeah, the rifts do change people. They make them into assholes. I've seen it myself. They put my ass in jail. What you gonna do about it? Princess, remember that big nasty blue fella who captured you? That big nasty blue fella. I love that his gelatinous mustache. Is that the right word? Gelatinous? Sure looks like it. The Sword of Might Princess Zelda's wielding. Ah. That's right, he does see that I have a sword, though. Kinda looks a little twisty right now. Oh, that's my wand, never mind. You shared that Link managed to get that blue... Princess, you shared that Link managed to take the blue guy out, and yet the rifts keep coming. Clearly, we're missing something. Oh, what could it be? Maybe it's Gant. Or not Gant, but Zant. Gant is a different character. I did reference him earlier. My friends had mentioned something about, we might have finding the king and other mystic people in far-off rifts, and maybe more of my friends. What do you think about that? Let's go save my friends. Hey, Zelda. I'm gonna fly up high to look for some of the other big rifts. And so this is how they explain that, like, stuff is marked on your map now, which is kind of cool. Again, it's more of like waiting to get to the next dialogue box, but whatever. Maybe I complained too much about that. I think I found some. There's no saying where Zelda's father and the others might be, but I did spot some big rifts we can go explore. Ooh, excuse me. Marked them on your map. And so, much like Link to the Past, also, you have a choice of which planets will be destroyed first. And one of them's Gerudo, but the other one's not Tower of Hero. In this case, it's just Zora. So, but hey, you know, go ahead and get to the point, might as well. Minister, you stay here and help me investigate the rifts. We'll play support for the princess. Okay, I guess that's your job now. No sense in going back to the castle. Nobody there knows what's going on anyway. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. You're gonna need to talk to me one more time to activate this sword thing over here. This is actually really cool, though. This is like the machine by which you upgrade your Link form. So you can upgrade his attack power, his max energy, which is how long he can last, and later on some other stuff, which we've already seen, and yet I say I don't want to spoil it for some reason. Anyway, he's just like, go over to it, let's do it. Once we enhance it, it'll be back to its original state. Alright. Check the machine in Blueberry's house to enhance your weapons using All Might crystals. I just call them All Might crystals because, well, that's what they are to me now. I can't change that. We only have 5, but that's enough to get our energy up, so might as well do it. The Link form actually runs out very fast, though, and that does become a problem, you know, in the future if you're not extremely stingy with it. But there you go, energy gauge is now level 2. That doesn't feel like a lot, but sometimes it can be the difference between life and death here. What do you want to enhance? Can't do nothing else. So at that point, we're basically done. Done with the cutscene, we can get back to playing the game. Yay. Blueberry's diary is here. Oh god, I am not even. I am not even. I am so not even, dude. I'm not even. Not even Steven. So we want to go a little further here? I don't know, man. It's, Southern Prairie. When is going to be the next good stopping point? I don't know. I'm just going to run over here. Bed's already set up. Yay. Whoops. Man, I'm making beds left and right here, I tell you. Literally left and right. Jeez. Well, there's stuff we can get over here. I'm just going to not mess with it right now, though. We can come back and get that later. There's a spider we can get there that's actually really good. I can't see anything in the immediate future that's going to necessitate that. Where's my trampoline at, man? Why is it all the way at the bottom? I haven't been using it. Okay, so, like, the lists in this game, or the menus, can get really annoying. But one thing I sometimes like to do, if I want to get something closer to the top of the list, like, this is probably the list I used the most before, and maybe I should again, I don't know. But if you ever want something to get closer to the most used list, you can just sit here and spam it over and over again, and it'll go up in the ranks. Like, what I wanted to do was get trampoline up there. You know, just make a bunch of trampolines and go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It doesn't matter. They'll just make the next one disappear. And then when you go back to most used, it's number 2 now. So that could be fairly useful, I reckon. I think we have a treasure chest down here with 50 roops in it, which would be nice to have. Whoops. And there we go, targeting the wrong thing again. The crows are actually really good. You could try to get these while we're here. That might not be a bad idea. Thing is, you have to be careful with how you... Yeah, there we go. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just make a couple of sea urchins and just stand under them. Eventually they'll die. If they're flashing, they are taking damage, so you know that. But monsters can take a long time to die sometimes in this game, depending on what you're using on them. So... But don't despair, like if you're really close, just keep going with it. Here's another trick with the trampoline. I don't know if this is the best time to show it, but... Normally when you put trampolines down, they're like on a grid. Right, so you can put one here and one here, but you can't, like, put one in between them. So, like, I guess technically you could just, like, put one on top, like this, to get up here. But sometimes you don't want to do that. Sometimes you don't want to go through all the trouble of making 3 trampolines. So what you can do, and this is not, like, a practical trick, I guess, but here, let me do this here. What you can do is put a trampoline down, push it slightly, and then when you put another one down, you can do them like that right there. So you can do it with only 2 trampolines, which I guess can be useful in certain situations where you might not have all of the triangles in the world to make stuff with. So that's pretty cool. So we're about to head into the Gerudo Desert here. This seems like a pretty good place to stop, actually, because Gerudo Desert's kind of big. We'll go ahead and get the cutscene out of the way, though, because it has to show it first, you know, quite naturally. I always like deserts in video games, and this one is no exception. It's not like my favorite, but it passes, especially with little oasis areas like that right there. Yeah, beautimous. There's another waypoint. We'll be getting that in just a minute here. Or, well, in the next video, but still. Sure, there's a rift around here, but the desert seems really big. I guess we're just gonna have to look around. So next time on Echoes of Wisdom, put on your sunscreen and your sunglasses and your hat. Because we're going to explore the desert. I don't know what I'm saying. See you guys later. Bye.